Get ready for the smackdown. Get ready for the smackdown. How you gonna react when you're put on your back now? 'Cause there's no turning back when you're facing the smackdown.
Okay guys, so back again with Section 9 Fantasy Fights as always, and as you saw, this is basically another power-based match. This is the third one in this section, and I picked the likes of Geo-Force, very underrated DC character, versus Avalanche from the Marvel Universe. Yeah, pretty much their power set is pretty much the same. They have pretty much the same power-based abilities. So once again, I put them together. So we're gonna kick it off with DC Universe, and we're talking about Geo-Force. Geo-Force definitely is, like I said, one of those very underrated DC characters. He is the king of Markovia, I believe that's how you say the country that he's from. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. He is a founding member of the Outsiders. He also co-leaded the team, and with his abilities, he basically has elemental abilities that's tied to him. You know, the Earth's gravitational forces. He can create seismic waves. He can use his gravity control to create defensive shields. He can lift objects with various size with his powers. He has he can manipulate the earth, you know, things like that. Pretty much the same thing the way his sister can do it, he can do it as well. Now he has remarkable fighting ability from years of training with Batman and Katana during the old 52. But like I said, guys, he's a very, very, very underrated character, and it's a shame that we don't see him now in the new 52. Once again, another character that is in that void of not being used, because he was a very good character, being a part of the Outsiders. The last time we saw him, he was in Flashpoint, and pretty much he was used as a weapon, that sort. But he's a very cool character. You know that old saying, you know, it's good to be the king. Well, you know what? It's pretty much good to be the king with him. It definitely is. But I gotta stress it, guys. Brian is definitely a very, very, very underrated character, and it's time that DC maybe starts to push this very strong but powerful but underrated character. And hell, that's why I picked him for this versus match. But he's cool. So we move on to the Marvel Universe, and I think everybody should know a lot about this character, and that's none other than Avalanche from the Marvel Universe. Of course, he was a former member of the evil mutant Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. He was a member of a group called Freedom Force. He was a member also of X Corp. There's not really too much known about Avalanche's past, pretty much, but what I can tell you is, from my knowledge of him, is, of course, he first appeared in X-Men number 141. He was created by Mr. X-Men himself, Chris Claremont, and John Byrne. And Avalanche, pretty much, as you all know, he's a mutant with the ability to generate huge, powerful vibration wave with his hands. And these waves can cause matter to shatter or crumble. If he points his hand in that direction, you know, or at the ground. He can cause earthquakes and avalanches and things like that. He doesn't need to touch an object in order to affect it with his vibration. He can be at some distance away and just use his powers. One thing I think a lot of people may find interesting about Avalanche that a lot of people should know is that he's actually Greek. He's from the island Crete. He's an immigrant he's a mutant from Crete. That was pretty much very interesting to me. I found that very interesting when I started to read Avalanche back in the day and found out, wow, he's actually Greek, but he's a very powerful character, but he's practically one of the few mutants after M.V.K that still have his mutant powers. The last time I saw him, he was in Villains for Hire, the Villains for Hire book. But at one point he had kind of settled down. He opened his own bar in San Francisco, and he pretty much laid low. He tried to lead a honest, decent life, but fat chance that didn't happen. But he's still a cool character nonetheless, and you got to give him respect where respect is due, in my opinion. But that's Avalanche, people. So, in terms of a battle between these two individuals, this is a very interesting battle. Like I said, both individuals have pretty much that earth manipulation powers and things like that, can cause earthquakes and things. Now, let's talk about distance. Like I said, you heard me talk about Avalanche can be at a distance to use his powers. Same thing with Geo-Force. In terms of hand-to-hand combat, I give it a Geo-Force. Avalanche is not really a hand-to-hand combat fighter, but let's just say if they do go hand-to-hand, if Avalanche is able to get a hold of Geo-Force, he can pretty much shatter Geo-Force right there, shatter his bones by just grabbing him and causing vibration waves through his body. But I think I'm going to give this to Geo-Force because he has pretty much more of the tactical knowledge, and his power set is a little bit more various. He has a little bit more variety with his power set, unlike Avalanche, in my opinion. But it'll still be a very good fight. Nobody's walking away from this unscathed. There's going to be some bruises, but I leave it up to you. Geo-Force, guys, or Avalanche? And other than that, this is M.V.K. I hope you guys enjoyed this fight, the third power-based match that I put together. And as always, this is M.V.K. saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real. I will see you later for the next fight. But other than that, you know the slogan, dudes. Battle on.